Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all already know who this is. This is Ron the freaking Don. Today, I wanted to speak about the latest verdict about the Sean Diddy Combs trial from last week. The judges have reached a verdict. We all know now by now because that was last week. He was found not guilty for with the intent to sex traffic across state lines. So he was found guilty about that on that charge with the attempt to sex traffic. However, he was found not guilty for racketeering, which is RICO. I knew he was going to beat that charge because drugs is pretty much legal now. And he's found not guilty for sex traffic by coercion, by force. Coercion, if I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah. So, all I can tell you is this. Just like I said in my last video about the matter, about the Diddy case, that I knew he was going to walk. Just like I said before, I knew he was going to walk. Why? Because these are bullshit charges he's getting hit with. All this whole case was just a media charade, with the intent to teach him a lesson, with the intent to teach him who's boss. Because let's be real, Diddy been doing all these freak offs for years. He been doing it for a number of years, since like the late 90s, early 2000s. And they're just now trying to charge him with it. They just now attempted to charge him with it, when he was doing it this whole time. And on top of that, he's a Fed. He works for the FBI and whatever. So the FBI and everybody, and all these intelligence agencies, they knew what he was doing because he's a Fed. They knew what he was doing this whole time for all these years. They all knew what he was doing. But he was just now going to court for it, or trying to get charged for it, was because he tried to sue Ciroc. And we all know big corporations run America. So they didn't take that too well. And these big corporations, they buy out all the politicians, the judges, the courts, the district attorney, the prosecutor, the public defendants. The big corporations buy all these people out. All these politicians, these lawyers, and judges, they all in the pockets of big corporations. And guess what? Ciroc was one of the top liquor companies in America, maybe the world. So, which means that they run everything. They donate to all these political campaigns. So you know they're working for them. And that's probably why they decided to charge Diddy with it, and the FBI too. They're just using these freak-offs as blackmail and to show him who's boss. And this was also a PR stunt too. You know? And let's be real. I mean, no one really cares about Cassie, even though he is on video, on camera, beating her ass. But he should have got charged with domestic violence for that. But hey, no one cares about Cassie. Why? One, because she's a one-hit wonder. She's only known and popular in the hip-hop industry. She had her last hit was fucking 20 years ago. Yeah, she had a couple hits like Me and You, and a hit with Ryan Leslie and Lil Wayne and whatever. She only has less than a handful of hits, and her career didn't work out the way she wanted to. she would have liked to. So that's why she's trying to throw Diddy under the bus. Yes, it was wrong for him to beat her ass on camera. Yes, it was. But she just wasn't satisfied with Diddy, with her career. And that's just more, and her getting her ass whipped on camera, that's more of a civil suit. That's more of something that should be handled in the civil courts. But hey, I'm not the judge though, so I'm just calling it how I see it though. So hey. So everybody, all these women out here holding their feelings over Cassie and Diddy being ass, whatever. Let's be like I said, these be real. Cassie is irrelevant. So this whole trial, this whole court case was never about Cassie. It was a whole PR stunt and a media charade to show Diddy who's boss, was to put Diddy back in his place. Was for Ciroc, big corporations, and everyone and all the companies that he tried to sue, is for them to get back at him and for them to show him who's boss. Like I said a minute or two ago, big corporations runs America. So they're showing him who's boss. They putting the little nigga in his place. So that's really what this whole media charade was about, and to drain him of his resources, finances, and his assets. So yeah, and let's be real, all these charges that he got hit with was bullshit charges. Like, he got charged with the intent to prostitution across state lines. Okay, yeah, but him getting charged with him trying to get charged with prostitution by force, that that was a bullshit charge, because we all know it's a bullshit charge, because we all adults here. Everyone that attend those freak-offs are grown adults. They're willing participants. So if you're there at those freak-offs, and they're grown adults. So how is it sex trafficking by force if these are grown adults who wanted to be there willingly? Like, they're all willing participants. So hey, whose fault is that? Everyone at these freak-offs was willing participants. They've been throwing these freak-offs for years and everything. So everyone knows what Diddy was doing. We all know. Everyone knows what was happening at those freak-offs. Everyone knows that. The cat is just out the bag now. It's just being made public now. But everyone in the hip hop industry, in Hollywood, the acting, the basketball players, these sports athletes, everyone was attending those freak-offs. Everyone knows what was happening at those freak-offs. So everyone was willing to be there. So we all know that with prostitution by force is a bullshit charge, and wrong with racketeering. But just getting charged with the intent to prostitution. Okay, we all knew what that was. You get charged with that. But yeah, I used to study criminal justice in college. I majored in criminal justice while I was in college, and I study a lot of politics. As I know, I study a lot of politics. So I've been studying politics and law for years. So I knew that Diddy was going to walk. Just like I said in my last video about the matter, that I knew he was going to walk. So, because these are all bullshit charges. None of them was going to stick, but the intent of prostitution. Everyone knew that, because P. Diddy worked for the FBI. He was a Fed. So we all knew that. They probably had him wiretap and everything. We all knew what was going down. But anyway, this concludes my video. That's my analysis. And you like this video, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will catch you on my next video. Peace.